I will not cope if my Enneagram type has changed.
Today's video is sponsored by me and my severe depressive state. Please like and subscribe. It helps me not to be not depressed, but it just helps boost my confidence a little bit. So yeah, I'm not asking you to buy anything, but I'm asking you to subscribe because that's why we're here. Anywho, hope you enjoy the video and yash.
Type 4. uh, that's so funny. I knew I was a type 4. That's so interesting. Type 2, which, oh my goodness. So I know quite a lot about Enneagrams and I know what this means. Previously, so it says type 4, wing 5. So type 4, which I did know, I previously got, this is the thing, I think on one hand, I have done a lot of growth. I have matured a lot over the last few years since doing this Enneagram test. And on the other hand, I'm going through a lot of life changes. I'm feeling quite unwell at the moment, and I'll explain what these results mean from my understanding. I'm not a professional in regards to all of this, but there's so many cool Instagram pages and people that actually study this stuff and understand it fully. I'm just a weirdo on the internet that's done a little quiz. So previously I've been a type 4 wing 3, which I'll go through all of the types in a second, but at the moment I have type 4 wing 5. I think I could be a bit of like both or swing between both, which I think is a thing that people can be. I have friends that are 4 wing 5s and they are very introverted creatures. I see them as a lot more unique and special than myself, whereas like a type 4 wing 3, they had the tendency, sometimes not always, to be more extroverted, outgoing. That question about networking was definitely geared towards a type 3, but not a 4 wing 3, just like that's a type 3 kind of question. Okay, and the type 2 that has come up in my results there, with Enneagrams, we all have, I'll try and insert like a little picture of it, but each type in growth will go to a certain type, and in stress will go to another type. So I don't know all of them off by heart. With the symbol you'll be able to see. My Enneagram type in growth goes to a type 1. So a type 1, they tend to be, I don't even know, very like task orientated, organized people. This is just off the top of my head as well. I haven't looked at each type in a really long time. Actually, we could do that right now. You can all like look at this in your own time, but I'm just going to, oh, this is what I wanted. Okay, perfect. This is the symbol I was talking about. And as you can see, where it says the individualist is type 4, it goes to 1 in growth and 2 in stress. I feel like we could go through each one. Oh, there we go. I'm going to read the main traits, but this is not necessarily like fixed or anything. Perfectionists, responsible, and fixed on improvement, which works really great when I'm in growth, when I'm like engaging in uni and doing all the things and being organized and having my life together. And I am definitely not in growth right now, which is totally fine. In stress, a type 4 tends to go to being a type 2. Obviously, I don't become a type 2. I just have traits of a type 2, helpers who need to be needed, which is just beautiful. I have a couple friends that are helpers. One I can think of specifically is a nurse, and it's so it just fits with the kind of person she is. In keeping in mind as well, all of these types have their own stress and growth that they go to, and growth and stress that they go to. And yeah, it's just really interesting. The type 3 is the achiever, focused on the presentation of success and to attain validation. Really interesting. I think type 3s, as for all of these types, I can think of people that I know, and it makes me giggle because I'm like, oh, he. I know like that they're type 3, and I definitely exhibit type 3 traits when I'm feeling a bit more energized, and it's like right now I'm definitely giving off 4 wing 3 energy, like just my like I'm like at it, and I'm like making a YouTube video and stuff. Very type 3. Type 4, the individualist, identity seekers, and who feel unique and different. Classic. Love. I might go click on that after I've gone through this and read a bit more about it. Type 5s, the investigator, thinkers who tend to withdraw and observe. Type 6, the loyalist, another type that I tend to be friends with a lot. These people are beautiful, conflicted between trust and distrust. Super organized human beings, ready for an apocalypse, honestly. I love my type 3 friends.
Type 6.
But they are also, sadly for them, extremely anxious human beings that worry about everything. But we need all types in the world. The enthusiast is a type 7 is the enthusiast. I believe my psychologist is a type 7. She's just, pleasure seekers and planners who in search of distraction. Yeah, they're just like really like they're the kind of people that will go randomly skydiving or go to like an amusement park, or like thrill seekers. And type 7s are a lot of fun to be around. They're the fun, extroverted, usually not always extroverted, but the extroverted person of the group that is just go-getters. Type 8s, taking charge because they don't want to be controlled. That's really interesting. That's an interesting statement. I would say type 8, the challenger, they're very ready to make changes in the world, and doesn't mean other types aren't like that as well, but they're very, I find type 8s to be really confrontational, but we also need that type in the world. Like, they are leaders, and I'm reading. I'm going off what's in my head, but I also could probably, you can read these in your own time. And type 9, the peacemaker, another type that I really gravitate towards keeping peace and harmony. These people are usually really give off calm energy. It's like, I don't know, the people I know that are type 9s, they're the kind of people that they're like happy to go with the flow. They are really just easygoing and probably a bit people pleasy as well. I love you, type 9s. I love all the types. And that's about it for that. I'm going to click on mine now. The individualist. People of this personality type tend to build their identities around the perception of their perception of themselves as being somehow different or unique. They are thus self-consciously individualistic. 4s tend to see their difference from others as both a gift and a curse. A gift because it sets them apart from those they perceive as being somehow common, and a curse as it so often seems to separate them from the similar forms of happiness that others so readily seem to enjoy. Thus, 4s can manage to feel superior to others whilst also secretly harboring some degree of longing and envy. Alternates with deep feelings of shame and fear of somehow being deeply flawed and defective. I'm going to read the whole thing. 4s are emotionally complex and highly sensitive as they long to be understood and appreciated for their aesthetic selves, but easily feel misunderstood and underappreciated. I do have to say as well, this is like me laying myself out there for everyone to know exactly, like, this is, should I be doing this? Anyway. They have the tendency to withdraw in the face of the world that seems harsh and crude, and often somehow moody or temperamental. They are emotionally centered and spend much of their lives immersed in their internal mental landscapes. Wow. Sorry, this is fun. Where they feel free to cultivate and analyze their feelings, a desire to manifest their internal world often leads force to an interest in the arts, and some do become actual artists. We're all artists, by the way, creating this beautiful life of ours. Whether artistic or not, however, most fours are aesthetically sensitive and concerned with self-expression and self-revelation, whether it be in the clothes they wear or the overall nature of their often idiosyncratic lifestyles. Fours are fours are somewhat melancholic by disposition and under stress tend to lapse into depression. They also tend to self-sabotage. They also tend to be self-absorbed even under the best of circumstances, but when unbalanced, easily give away to a self-indulgence which they perceive as being fully justified as a way to compensate for their general lack of pleasure, the general lack of pleasure they experience in their lives. Rather than look for practical solutions to their difficulties, fours are prone to fantasizing about a savior who will rescue them from their unhappiness. It's so true though, I'm sorry, it's really true. Intellectual fours tend to mistakenly type themselves as fives, and a heavy wing can certainly exacerbate this tendency. One of my best friends is a 4-wing 5, but she often also has an identity crisis and is like, oh my gosh, I'm a 5. I'm a 5. I'm like, girly pop, you are not a 5. 4s, however, unlike 5s, tend to be self-revealing and comfortable with emotional expression. I think that's where she goes wrong as well. She's not always comfortable with it, but again, spicy brain, spicy things. I think I'm going to leave it there, but
Anyway, that is it. That is done. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please do let me know if you do the test and what Enneagram type you are, and just your thoughts on the whole thing, because I think this is the best personality test that there is, because it takes into consideration so many different elements. I didn't have time to go through the whole growth and stress thing, but if you'd like another video, I would love to do one talking about celebrities that have different Enneagram types. There's other things on the website that do like relationships between each types, and then I could talk more about my relationships, and without like giving it away or anything, how that kind of works for me, and where it's gone really bad in the past with people because of conflicts between our different personalities and lack of maturity, I would say, because like in your 20s you just go through so many changes and life things. And yeah, so anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you, I think, in the next video. Bye. I think I forgot to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.